Hello everybody, this is BScat100 and welcome back to some more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Turnabout Succession. In the previous episode we had finished our long investigation, 7 years long in fact, between 7 years ago and the present day. And with all of the evidence in place, we have now come up to the final trial. And that is where we are going to start off today. If you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, and share with your friends so they can join in on this investigation. Let us continue from let's just go. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Vermisham, innocent or guilty? Courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? October 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 3. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's ready to rock. Acute atrocanine poisoning, according to her physician. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here? It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and then do it. It's so bureaucratic of them. It's being a little harsh. We can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. Trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. What if Vera Misham succumbed to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atrocanine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. I've got two things to prove here. Who did it and how. Which to hit first. We're going to show how. How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I will focus first on the method used. A bottle container of the poison was found on the defendant's body. The victim poison is not known. The defense prepared to prove how the poison reached the Vera Misham. Yes, Your Honor. Very well.
What method was used to poison Vera Michelle? What's this? Wow, what a beautiful bottle. But look as if I was going to the hand.
Is that nail polish? Huh, it's colorless. Ah! Something the matter? No, nothing at all.
The McCullough put poison in the bottle and made him drink it?
As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish.
No polish.
It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails?
Wow, my wife's over there. That's right. So they've been painting them all the time.
Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court?
What is my recollection?
Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails.
Her nails. Ah!
Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecution and Vera examined, did they check her nails?
Brother, has it checked the defense nails at once? Mr. Justice,
Yes?
do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in the nail polish?
Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham. Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking.
Mr. Justice, you're able to obtain your investigation and probing the bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the charge. We're at the point of this accusation. Here, let me tell you.
Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time.
Then let's ask. Who poisoned Vera Michelle wearing her nail polish?
I can't explain how you would be able to figure out the nail polish unless you were watching Vera this entire time. But I can explain how to get who the culprit is. And that was shown to us between, actually, 7 years ago and the past. There was only one connection between, one connection that the bottle of nail polish had. And there was one in Vera Misham's, Drew's studio, and then there was one in Christoph Gavin's cell. Take that!
What's this? Christoph Gavin?
What's your game? My bro, there's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know that better than anyone else.
Okay. People are marked.
I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourself when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago.
But the Gavin is no model to the poor girl. Simply inconceivable.
Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all.
Huh. Bob's gonna go down? If the father is called back the nerd, then we'll have to summon Christoph Gavin for jail as special witness.
Fine. Known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. Darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand.
Well, please interested in call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in Solitary 13 at Special Prison.
One moment. I just need to do something real quick. Just making sure that people know what's up. Okay. Your Honor, how nice to see you again.
It's quite a while, hasn't it?
To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself.
Ah,
Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff over your lip, Apollo, you can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Ariadone nail polish. Why yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet! And, was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste, indeed. The nail polish was how Vera Michelle was poisoned. A trocanine, was it?
The one point about the purple dragon.
Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again, by him, again. Ah, and? You agree with his accusation, do you?
Let's hold up the top, shall we? Check out Gavin. We'll test money plate.
I'd be delighted.
The project meant you are quite agreement, Gavin. You are suspected of poisoning the defendant, Mary Michelle. Please testify on this matter to the court.
Poisoning Vera. Owning the same nail polish is not a murder I make. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father and then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too.
Well, I'm afraid this defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely.
Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Mishams. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice?
Well, Mr. Russell, we'll get you closer than I'm
I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Poisoning Vera. Owning the same nail polish is not a murder I make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds that she poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you're going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. Okay. Just let me do one thing first. There it is. Okay, I have a little cheat sheet. This is probably the most well-known perception among Phoenix Wright players, at least those that have played Apollo Justice. This is a little bit of a cheat, but we're gonna continue on with this, and I know exactly where this is going. Gotcha! It was you who killed Drew Misham. Bluff-worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give me the news. And, let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish, too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get someone's mouth. Ah. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, when I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, I don't know what is. But you found a way, all the same. And I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Misham. Take that! I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. A trocadine was found on the stamp, Mr. Gavin. So, am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. That is all, Your Honor.
Order! President of the stamp?
After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Danny? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him! What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spark Brushell's testimony. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching in his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Yes, a stamp, a so-called post stamp, end quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night.
That would be the case.
Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence.
It does have a point. Charles was the witness now the victim was going to use a stamp. But that's not who couldn't have planned the murder.
What? Really, Clavier? You should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Misham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell.
Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say.
You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? Not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Clavier? Honestly, I wanted to believe you. But the defense wasn't trying to get away with the bluff. You were, Christoph!
What are you saying? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, full ahead. What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed Drew Misham, huh? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use that stamp.
That's not right, which is why it couldn't have been planned.
Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp, that's all. Coincidence? Christoph, you're trying to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Christoph. Huh. I silence the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency.
But this is violent. That's an impermissible testimony.
Very well. I shall take his claim head on then. Justice? What? You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then, allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive! He's talking about a motive!
But dude, it's hard to say how an attorney could want to kill a painter.
And we couldn't break it when we asked him in his cell either because of those black psyche locks. Now here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive.
The motive for murder. It's vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when you make the statement.
So it's about this vital. That's pretty vital.
Motive self-justice?
I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence.
Then let's see what you have for us. What reason could Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham?
Is it the notebook page? I mean... Are we going there that quickly? Are we going there... Are we really going there that quickly? Seems like a quick case. Might as well give it a shot. Take that! Christoph Gavin's murder motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp game came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place.
Well, why was that?
Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence.
I've seen that before. I played from a diary, was it? Imagine playing my mood diary.
When attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery be made? That was never proven. Defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? It's the first page. And it's the second.
Those were presented in court yesterday. The photo was sent to David Sam by the client who requested the forgery.
The enclosed stamp was none other than this poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery.
To keep them from talking?
But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Your forehead. Do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed out the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. It was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright. Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh, then how will it go down? I checked through the records on that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy. Here. What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with spiky hair. And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigma's Mars, previous defense attorney? No, this can't all be. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gavin.
What is the meaning of that witness? I mean, different employment law?
Let me begin by denying this. It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim.
So, that will be difficult. I'm afraid this wonderful inquiry won't yield.
Forehead, are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks so clammy. Evidence! Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested a forgery 7 years ago. Javier, just prove it! Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case. You must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to put that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Masham?
But Mr. Detective, the claim Christoph Gavin's request of forgery is 3 attempts 7 years ago. Prove it!
It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not. Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then I say we give him the benefit of the doubt.
Very well. But if we're wrong about this, we're prepared for a panel hearing.
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion?
But I haven't done a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice?
Fine, Your Honor. All I have to do is prove any kind of link. Something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Masham. And I have something that clearly does the job.
Remember, Mr. Present your evidence. Show us the link between a witness and Drew Masham.
We'll do it next time. In the next episode of... Oh, I can't save. Alright, well, that's what save states are for. In the next episode of Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, Turnabout Succession, we are going to go and prove the link between Christoph Gavin and Drew Masham. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.